So you are new to graphic design and you don't really know where to start when it comes to developing your skills as a graphic designer. I got you. Don't you worry, because I'm going to show you today the 5 steps. I kind of broke it into 5 steps and steps that kind of helped me in becoming more of a freelance designer, because I did go to school for design and media as an entirety. But if you are a freelance designer or you're just new to design, this is where you can start. The first one is understanding the fundamentals of graphic design. It is important for you to know what does actually make graphic design. So your contrast, your hierarchy, your balance, your alignment, when you are going to create any work, maybe in magazine or logo, these are the core fundamentals that you will be using in either deconstructing or creating your work centered around any of these. There are resources online or on YouTube that you guys can check out if you want to learn more about these. I will link those down below. So for everything that I will be talking about, I'll link these videos down below so that you guys can check them out in your own time. The other thing that is really important when it comes to you growing as a graphic designer and working as a graphic designer is understanding the type of designer you want to be. In the beginning, you will probably dabble with different styles so that you know what it is that you see yourself growing in. Graphic design is such a vast industry and there are many fields that you can literally venture into. You can either be a product designer, a package designer, you can be specifically just for logo design and corporate identity, or any other field that you really just want to specialize in. Or you can actually be a non-niche designer who dabbles in different kind of styles and different industries within graphic design. So it is important for you to actually understand what's possible, what's there within this industry. You can then narrow it down from there. Understanding who you are when it comes to your portfolios, which we will talk about a little bit later, is going to help in communicating the type of designer you are and the type of clients you want to work with or who you create for. Watching tutorials is the next thing that I want to talk to you guys. It is so important for you to understand how to work with the softwares. Other designers prefer using Photoshop. I'm a designer that does not really use Photoshop as much, but I use Illustrator. I do use Canva to create my thumbnails, but predominantly I use Illustrator for any brand work or logo creation. Illustrator is very flexible if you want to create really amazing logos. There are very different graphic designers out there who have years of experience that you guys can check out their channels and learn from them. People like Satori, actually, who's a graphic designer himself and he has years of experience. They create hour-long tutorials on just the program Illustrator, and they show really cool effects and cool functions that the program has. Understanding your softwares better gives you a broader perspective and a broader opportunity to create logos that are suitable for your specific client. I'm not saying be an expert at it, because as you create work for your portfolio or your clients or whatever it is, you will learn as you go. These programs are forever being updated. So there's forever a learning curve on these softwares. Now we're moving on to the next stage, which is to literally start working on projects. You can literally go into ChatGPT, instruct ChatGPT to create a brief for you for a particular client. You can rework maybe someone's past logo just for practice, right? Because this is where you're starting, especially if you're a beginner, just to practice and to familiarize yourself with the software and how to create logos on your softwares and whatever programs that you will be using. You can go onto Instagram and look at pages such as the Brief Club. I've mentioned a few of these brief resources in a previous video, in my recent video, so you guys can just go check that out. I will link it in the cards and also at the bottom. And I'm also going to create a video strictly for brief resources where you guys can actually get briefs that you can practice on for your portfolios or just for passion project purposes. The other thing that you guys can work on now is, like, as you work on your briefs, familiarize yourself with other content creators who have actually worked on live briefs for clients or their own passion projects, and look at what are some of the processes that they take in terms of starting a project and how they get to the end of a particular visual identity project. That's going to help you in understanding what are some of the things that you need to keep in consideration when designing visual identity. These videos on YouTube are going to be very beneficial in knowing how to actually also craft or design a brand guideline, how to come up with a brand guideline, what are some of the documentations that you guys need to be considering when it comes to your branding and your visual identity, and what you'll send, the final work or the final documentation that you'll then send your client. Talking about documentation, it is also important for you guys to consider that if you're going to go the freelance route, I've mentioned this before, but I don't think there's anything wrong with repeating ourselves, right? One thing that you have to understand is the business of design. A channel like The Future has helped me so much in understanding, in knowing how to negotiate, which I do not like at all. We know that as designers, we are not salesy. We are not, I don't know. There are some designers that are. I'm not a salesy type of designer, but I knew that I needed to learn how to, one, communicate with clients, how to negotiate my prices, and how to get that job. So that's another resource that you guys can use when it comes to the business of design and really understanding what it takes to run a freelance agency or a freelance studio, or to work as a freelance designer. The next part is now doing the work, considering everything that we have done. This is where now you can create your portfolio. You can use sites such as Behance, Wix, Squarespace if you want a website portfolio. But if you cannot afford a portfolio right now, you can use Behance, which is part of the Adobe Creative Suite. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is free. You can use it. Please don't take my word on this. Once you've worked on your passion projects, you've worked on practice briefs, fake briefs, do not worry about your briefs being fake, because that is it. People, your clients don't know that, right? Like at the end of the day, you're showcasing your work. What's your journey or your design journey or your design process when it comes to creating brand identity from start to end, and your own expertise? That's what they're looking for if you're going to apply for a job or if you're going to work as a freelance designer. You can do so via social media as well. A whole lot of freelance designers have gotten jobs via social media because there's a lot of people there that are actually looking for designers. You can use sites such as Fiverr to actually sell your designs, to market yourself, and to get design briefs, paid design briefs. You can use LinkedIn as well, which is a good place to network. There are so many platforms online that you guys can look at and actually use in promoting your design work. And if you are one of those designers that would then start selling their own design work or design templates, you can use sites such as Gumroad or something like that. So that is basically my steps in that I would really advise when it comes to how to start as a graphic designer. Just to recap, is understanding the fundamentals, understanding what type of designer you want to be, getting into your programs and knowing what's possible in those programs, watching tutorials of other creators who really speak extensively on how to use these programs, watching creators who really document their process of logo designs, visual identity designs, magazine design, really exposing yourself to what other people have done before. And then with all of that, you start working on your own briefs, on fake briefs, whether it's real briefs, just to practice and to get your work on a certain portfolio platform. And that's how you can start showcasing your work, networking with clients, with other creatives who can maybe even pass on projects to you. You never know what's possible. Please do comment down below if this was helpful for you. Let me know what you guys think and what you would like me to create more content on. I'm more than willing to take those suggestions. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and engage with this content, because it does go into the hands of those that might need it. So you are contributing towards that, and I thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. God bless and bye.